On a charged night of heavyweight boxing, the anticipation reached a fever pitch as the main event was set to begin. First to make his way to the ring, introduced from the red corner, was a familiar and formidable figure in the boxing world. Wearing black trunks with blue and red accents and weighing in at a solid 18 stone and 3 pounds, he came representing South Auckland, New Zealand. This seasoned fighter, Joseph Parker, carried with him an outstanding professional record, 30 wins, only 2 losses, and a remarkable 21 of those victories earned by knockout. As a former WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Parker entered the ring with the experience, skill, and resilience that had defined his career. The crowd greeted him with loud cheers as he stepped through the ropes, focused and determined. His opponent, standing across the ring in the blue corner, was another imposing force in the division. Wearing white trunks with multicolored accents and weighing in at a heavier 19 stone and 5 pounds, Joyce of Putney, London, England, made his entrance. An Olympic silver medalist from the 2016 Games and an undefeated professional fighter, Joyce had already claimed the British, Commonwealth, European, and WBO international heavyweight titles. With a reputation for relentless pressure, granite-like durability, and an engine that few could match, Joyce, nicknamed the Juggernaut, was ready for what many had predicted would be his toughest test to date. The referee brought the fighters together, issued final instructions, and the opening bell rang to begin what would become a brutal, back-and-forth contest. The early rounds were marked by strategic caution and calculated exchanges. Parker, lighter on his feet, began by using his speed and timing, landing clean jabs and right hands to the body and head. Joyce, true to form, stayed composed, methodically advancing behind a stiff jab and absorbing Parker's best shots without retreat. As each round passed, Joyce's relentless forward movement began to pay dividends. He chipped away at Parker's body with heavy hooks and dug in with thudding jabs that rarely missed their mark. Parker, showing excellent heart and resilience, continued to trade, landing fast right hands and uppercuts that found their target but failed to slow Joyce down. In the middle rounds, Joyce's pressure became even more apparent as Parker began to fade slightly under the constant assault. Joyce's volume increased, his bodywork was effective, and although Parker responded with short bursts of offense, especially counter right hands and some sharp combinations, Joyce simply kept walking through the fire. Each time Parker landed, Joyce replied with more, showing no signs of being hurt. The 8th and 9th rounds saw Joyce firmly take control, pushing Parker back to the ropes and landing heavy punches upstairs and downstairs with consistency. The former champion tried to rally, landing several crisp shots, but his pace had slowed, and the damage was mounting. Parker's face began to show swelling, and his corner urged him on, knowing he needed something significant to shift the tide. In the 10th round, Parker showed one last strong effort, landing 2 solid left hands near the end of the round that briefly lifted the crowd, but it wasn't enough to deter Joyce's march forward. Then, in the 11th round, the decisive moment arrived. Joyce, sensing Parker was near his limit, continued applying intelligent, suffocating pressure. With Parker backed into a corner and showing signs of fatigue, Joyce launched a perfectly timed long-range left hook that crashed flush onto Parker's jaw. The shot was clean, powerful, and final. Parker collapsed to the canvas, clearly hurt. The referee began the count, but it was evident Parker would not make it to his feet in time. The count reached 10, and just like that, the fight was over. Joyce had secured a knockout victory at 1 minute and 3 seconds of round 11. It was a clinical and dominant performance from Joyce, who remained undefeated and now claimed the WBO Interim Heavyweight Championship of the world. The win wasn't just about raw power, it was a masterclass in sustained pressure, discipline, and resilience. Promoter Frank Warren confirmed shortly after that Joyce would be guaranteed a shot at the full world title in the near future. For Joseph Parker, it was a brave and determined showing, full of grit and fighting spirit, but ultimately, he was overwhelmed by the Juggernaut's sheer relentlessness. Joyce, having proven his durability, stamina, and ability to finish at the highest level, solidified his place among the top heavyweights in the world